This creature is biologically immortal, and it can be found in the oceans around the world. There are about 40 species of these creatures, but they all share one common feature. They are immortal. Welcome back, everyone. Here today, we will tell you all about these amazing creatures that never die. Before we begin, remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos about nature. And let us know in the comments below which animal you think is immortal. We'll go first. Which do you think? The first immortal animal we want to talk about is the immortal jellyfish. And if you thought this was some kind of myth, well, then we have to disappoint you. This creature does exist, and not only that, but there are several species of immortal jellyfish, and they are all very similar. What they have in common is that they can revert back to their previous stage when they reach sexual maturity. And this means that once they become sexually mature, they can start over at the age of 0 again. If they wish, they can turn back into polyps or buds at any time. They do this with the help of a particular gene. Thanks to it, they can continually reproduce and thus attain immortality. Currently, scientists are trying to unravel all the secrets of this gene so that people can also gain immortality. However, it should be noted that while the jellyfish itself is immortal, its individual cells are not. In fact, every 2 weeks all the cells of this organism completely change. Only the gene remains unchanged, giving the jellyfish the opportunity to live forever. Scientists believe that the secret to immortality lies precisely in this. And if they manage to find out how exactly this gene works, then humanity will make a huge leap forward. After all, it is this gene that prevents the appearance of cancer cells, which lead to the death of people. And if people learn to control this gene, then perhaps they will learn to defeat cancer. Immortality has been a dream of mankind for many years now. And who knows, maybe the secret lies in the gene of this tiny jellyfish. By the way, scientists from all over the world are looking for this creature since it is quite rare. But sometimes divers come across such jellyfish and can observe them under the water. They look very beautiful and unusual. The next animal we want to talk about is the Greenland shark. Did you know that this is the longest living vertebrate in the world? It can live up to 500 years, although scientists say it could live even longer. For example, one Greenland shark is considered the oldest living creature in the world. Its age is 272 years. But the lifespan of this shark is not the only amazing fact from its life. The thing is that it has no natural enemies. Only humans hunt it for food. Perhaps you don't even realize how strong these sharks are. Their jaws are very powerful and can easily bite through a human hand or foot. The teeth of these sharks are very sharp and numerous. One shark has about 300 of them. And what's most surprising is that they don't have to chew their food, they just swallow it whole. Usually Greenland sharks live at depths of up to 2,000 meters. They move very slowly and swim at a speed of only about 1.5 kilometers per hour. This is due to the fact that they live in very cold waters. You may have heard that turtles can also live forever. But it turns out that only Galapagos giant tortoises are immortal. Why are they immortal? Well, this is due to the fact that they do not have any predators on their island. In addition, they eat very little, so they can easily go without food for several years. All this allows them to live long lives. And if they weren't captured by humans, they would live even longer. It is believed that the Galapagos giant tortoise can live up to 200 years. And perhaps some of them have already reached that age, but we just don't know about it. The heaviest turtle ever recorded weighed almost 450 kilograms. It lived on the island of Santiago and died only in 2012. The oldest Galapagos giant tortoise was born in 1906 and lived until 2012. During her life, she laid about 800 eggs. Unfortunately, not all turtles are immortal. For example, the leatherback sea turtle is on the verge of extinction. But the Galapagos giant tortoise will continue to live on the islands of its homeland for many more centuries. You probably didn't expect to see a jellyfish here again, but it's worth noting that there are many different types of these creatures, and all of them are very interesting. The Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, is just 4 millimeters in diameter, yet it is unique in that it is biologically immortal. This species was discovered in 1883 by the German biologist Richard Defy. The creature lives in the Mediterranean Sea and off the coast of the Americas and Australia. Like other immortal jellyfish, Turritopsis dohrnii can revert back to its previous stage of development when it reaches sexual maturity. That is, an adult jellyfish can turn into a larva. It does this with the help of a particular gene that scientists are trying to study. But this jellyfish has another amazing ability. When it is in danger, it can turn into a cyst. And only after a while does it leave this state. For the jellyfish, this is a kind of protection mechanism. Also, scientists discovered that it is thanks to this gene that the immortal jellyfish does not get sick with cancer. And they believe that this is due to the absence of telomeres in the chromosomes of this creature. In short, the immortal jellyfish is indeed immortal. And besides that, it can still surprise us with many of its discoveries. In addition to the immortal jellyfish, there is another creature that is practically immortal. It is a nematode. Nematodes are small worms. They live in almost every part of our planet. There are more than 20,000 species of nematodes, and they are all very different from each other. Although scientists believe that the main ancestor of nematodes appeared about 500 million years ago, there are some species that are still unknown to science. Nematodes can live not only on land, but also in water bodies. They are also capable of existing in extreme conditions, both in very hot and very cold places. Some nematodes are parasites that feed on plants or animals. Others, on the contrary, prey on microorganisms in the soil. A very interesting and rare species of nematodes, which is known to science, is Caenorhabditis elegans. The length of these worms is about 1 millimeter. At first, scientists were interested in them because they learned that these nematodes can live much longer than other species. It turned out that they can live up to 20 times longer than other animals. That is why they became the object of many studies. They helped scientists understand what genes control the aging process. Scientists have even developed a special method for studying these worms. It is called the worm tracker. The worm tracker records the position of the nematode at certain intervals. Thus, scientists can evaluate how fast it moves and how active it is. In the future, scientists hope to learn how to extend the life of not only nematodes, but also people. To do this, they will have to unravel all the secrets of the genome of these worms and transfer this knowledge to humans. But for now, they have learned that nematodes have 138 genes responsible for longevity. They also learned that these genes affect the functioning of the nervous system of the worm. So for now, we can only watch them and learn from them. Maybe in the future, scientists will really learn how to extend human life. Among the inhabitants of the seas and oceans, there are also creatures that are practically immortal. These are starfish. Oddly enough, but starfish do not die of old age. Instead, they simply disappear. How does this happen? If you've ever seen starfish in an aquarium, you probably notice that they have very peculiar regenerative abilities. So if you cut one starfish into 5 parts, you will get 5 new ones. And each of them will be a full-fledged individual. In nature, this happens quite rarely. Usually a predator eats the pieces of the starfish. But if it doesn't happen, then new starfish can appear in a matter of days. Moreover, starfish are able to regenerate not only their arms, but also other important organs such as the stomach or heart. These unique abilities allow them to exist for many years. Starfish can live from 30 to 35 years, and they can be found in almost every body of water in our world. There are about 2,000 species of starfish, and they all have radial symmetry. The skeleton of the starfish consists of calcium carbonate. It is very fragile and brittle. Most often, starfish live in shallow water where they feed on mollusks. Although some starfish can be found at a depth of 6,000 meters, starfish usually move very slowly. In exceptional cases, they can swim at a speed of up to 30 meters per minute. But this is only possible if they are in the water column. On the seabed, starfish move even slower. The record for the slowest movement among starfish belongs to the species Pentachirastor ebenus. It moves at a speed of only 1.5 meters per day. This is about half a millimeter per second. As you can see, there are many immortal animals on our planet. This is about half a millimeter per second. As you can see, there are many immortal animals on our planet. They can live hundreds and thousands of years, and perhaps someday people will also be able to live so long. But for now, we can only observe these creatures and learn from them. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Be sure to like it and subscribe for more content. See you later.